And there are people who can help you, like our next guest, Elaine. Elaine is a geospatial marketer. She has helped many surveying service providers not only to innovate and hone their service offerings, but also to clearly communicate this value to their clients.
Elaine Ball is the creator and visionary behind Elaine Ball Limited. She's a geospatial marketer with a vision for success, and she's bringing her expertise to Hexagon Live. Elaine founded her business based on a love for geospatial innovation and marketing, alongside an entrepreneurial spirit inspired by her father. With over 20 years of experience working with technical companies across the globe, she brings a rare blend of expertise, enabling her to help geospatial businesses increase sales through best practice marketing. Dedicated to providing the foundation needed to excel, Elaine created the Geospatial Marketing Academy, the only training resource of its kind. She is also the founder of Get Kids Into Survey, a project that introduces and inspires interest in surveying. Extensive knowledge across sectors makes her the perfect sparring partner for geospatial companies and an excellent source for learning more about how surveyors can innovate their services.
Please join me in welcoming Elaine Ball.
Hello. Good to see you, Elaine.
Good to see you.
Thanks for being with me. Elaine, you help surveying service providers, surveyors as I like to call them. You help them to put value on themselves, their brand, and to their offering.
Yeah.
And during that work, you can observe how they innovate. And can you tell us a little bit about the little traps and pitfalls where they fall in? And could you perhaps see one or the other element, how they overcome these challenges?
Absolutely. So the first thing is they have shiny object syndrome.
Oh.
They're really excited about the latest tech that's coming out. You guys produce some awesome, amazing stuff. But unfortunately, said surveyor doesn't know what to do with the shiny object when they get it. And this is a big issue. There's no business strategy or plan behind it, like the market they're going to go into, who the buyers are going to go into. Then the next thing is FOMO, or fear of missing out. And what I mean by that is they see Josephine blogs down the road, and unfortunately they copy Josephine blogs and what they're doing. We've got to do the same as what they're doing. That's what we're going to do. But unfortunately then, this leads to the same thing that they're offering, which you guys as surveyors have all got your own unique value. And unfortunately then that leads to price wars. And then of course that spirals out of control. So that is a big thing. Then of course they don't invest in themselves from a business and a marketing perspective, or even getting a mentor. These are really key because they're actually technicians out in the field, and they're not necessarily business people. So that is a big issue. And of course, one of the big things is they've got a massive impatience to actually see a return on investments. They might buy the latest Pegasus, and then they're like, oh, we need to get the money back straight away without giving it time to grow. That's one of the big things. So how do you actually overcome these issues? The first thing is know your audience. Who are you speaking to? Who is that buyer? You guys out there, they'll be like, oh, I wish I had more of that person. That's one of the things that you need to do. So then you can communicate to that audience what actually you can do, why they want to buy from you. That's a big thing. The other one is widening your perspective on where you can actually innovate. So actually, for example, I say to my customers, you need to niche down. I'm like, niche down? What is niche down? And it's actually focusing on something that you're really good at. So one of my customers, CSTI in New Mexico, they actually had this issue, and they had lots of things they were doing, they're land surveyors. But when I actually delved into their business, I found out all their unique things about subsurface mapping. It's like, aha, right, guys, you're going to focus on that, and this is what you're going to do. Now, they're known for subsurface mapping and survey with related to that. So big bonus. And then, of course, the main thing is communicate your value. I'll say it several times, but communicate that main value.
Elaine, you are a service provider yourself. You are in the service business too. So let me ask a private, personal question. How do you deal yourself with the uncertainty and the loneliness as innovator, and how do you deal and cope with this emotional pressure?
Yeah, okay, so my dad's a hydrographer and a mine surveyor, and we had a business that manufactured equipment for dirty environments, really. But the business was quite a large business. We were very cash rich. We had very niche market. That was great. So when I started my startup, 10 years ago now, not a startup anymore, I went in with the same head. And unfortunately, cash bit me really bad. So one of the things I would suggest to everybody is get your cash management sorted out. That made me extremely vulnerable, and I realized, oh dear, I don't have this big company around me to actually cuddle me and go, you're okay. So that was a big thing, and it's like picking myself up. And I'm very optimistic. I'm literally, the glass is always full. So, so definitely the people who know me will say that as well. So that's one of the big things. The next thing is scaling too quickly. So I've done it with Get Kids and Survey. We're like, yes, let's go, let's do it. So you're like heading off and doing stuff. And then suddenly you're like, oh God, actually we're spending loads of money here and I need to just retract a little bit. So I think, I've learned that as well. And it's been said this week actually on the stages, take your time, build on it. And that's one of the things I'd definitely advise. And then lastly, pivoting. And this is what the guys at CSTI did. They pivoted with their offering. So as soon as they become the experts and the masters in their field, they were like, yeah, okay, now we can go slightly to the right a little bit and add this service and then bolting it on. So then it was a natural thing to do. So my 2 pennies worth to all you guys out here. Get out your bubble. Seek a mentor. Go find a mentor. Invest in you. And be great.
Elaine, thanks a lot. You gave a lot of value for your 2 pennies to the audience.
2 pennies, yep.
And I wish that some of your energy will ignite one or the other good idea in the audience. Thanks.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.